Guys, welcome back to the Neba Network. I'm Neba. If you're new here and you want to subscribe, that would be awesome and I appreciate it. And if you're returning, welcome back. For those of you that are new, I post videos every Monday to Friday, and I sometimes will throw an extra bonus one in on Saturdays or Sundays, depending on if I hear anything really juicy. And other than that, let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, in the bottom, in the description, you're going to see my other social media accounts. So if you guys want to start following me there, that would be excellent. I now have a Twitter account. I'm tweeting, have no idea what I'm doing, but anyway, I thought it would be cool to open that up, and if you guys want to, start following me there, that'd be excellent, because then, we can chat and gossip and do all that fun stuff. And also too, I can, ask you guys some questions and you can give me some suggestions there. So now, finally, after almost 2 minutes, on with the video. So as you saw by the title, today is part 2. And I thought that instead of going through for the next, half a year, telling you guys about every single thing that's happened in the 15 years that I've been with my husband, I may make it a series if that's something that interests any of you, but we can maybe do that later on down the road and have it be its own block of videos, because we are a blended family and there's a lot of us out there, so that may be something that we may want to do separately. So I thought I would skip ahead and tell you guys about the second best thing ever that happened in our relationship, and that was our engagement. When HB asked me to marry him, because I think I had one of the most unique proposals. And sometimes when you've been married before, you tend to get a little bit jaded, and so the whole big huge thing, it's not really my thing. I think it's great if it's yours, but for me it wasn't. Well, I guess the best place to start, he was driving me home, and at that time he drove this little Volkswagen Rabbit, and my husband is 6'2". He's a big Dutchman. He's, and I'm only 5'4", like short. And so we're smooshed in this car, and out of nowhere, we're driving, and he says to me, so if you had to plan a wedding, you can do it in a week or 2, right? And I'm like, what? I said, no. I said, there's invitations, there's things to do and all this. And he goes, well, what for? What does it matter? And I got so mad at him. I'm thinking to myself, what an ass, talking like that. So I just laid into him, and I'm like, and what kind of nonsense is that? And who do you think you are? And that is the most unromantic thing. And what do you mean? And you don't care, and all this. I went off. I have a temper. So anyway, driving, and he's not saying a word. Guys, we get to almost to the parking lot of Walmart, and out of his pocket he says, so you don't want this? I burst into tears immediately. He pulled into the parking lot of the Walmart, and he asked me to marry him. I'm not crying. I have allergies. So Obviously, I said yes. And then I smacked him on the shoulder because I was so furious. Like how completely he bamboozled me, that I was totally not expecting that was my proposal. And how fitting, because I told you guys how much I love the Walmart, that I actually had my husband propose to me in the parking lot of Walmart. So I did plan my wedding, and not in a week, it was in 2 weeks. And we ended up having to go get our rent-a-preacher, and we got our marriage license, and you know, told our children, and I guess our parents, he had asked my father if he could marry me, which I thought was sweet, because my dad was like, take her, you know, like I didn't even live at home. My dad was like, she's yours, man. And we ended up having our wedding in my parents' living room. They had this beautiful, they lived in a century home, and this beautiful wall-to-wall oak fireplace, and it was all decorated, and it was so intimate because it was just my husband and I and our children and our parents. And you know, my mom was my matron of honor, and his father was his best man. And when the wedding was done, we took everybody to the Chinese buffet. Oh, you know, like of all the things, it was so simple, and it was wonderful, and it was perfect. It was perfect. I've never regretted it, because, you know, it's so unique what makes a person's wedding special. And when I was married the first time, I had the big, huge wedding, and I had all of that. And there's some high school kids that are looking in my window laughing, because they're like, oh my gosh, she's on her phone recording. It was everything that you want when you're young, my first wedding. But this one was so much more meaningful in the sense of it was kept simple. And 15 years later, I would do it all over again, because HB, you're my best friend and the love of my life. So anyway, guys, that is the story of our wedding. So I will let you go enjoy the rest of your day, and I'd love to hear about your guys' weddings, and if you have any special memories about your proposals. And we'll see. I'm so interested. You guys have a wonderful day. I love you.